A pleasant Thursday morning to you. Welcome once again to Untengle on the Bridge 99 FM. Richie B, morning. Morning, up and go crew. Have yourselves a wonderful day. It's always good to see you. Always good to hear you. Want to say a very special morning to the Bridge Nation. Morning, Bridge Nation. Thanks for joining us on the bridge. And a very special morning to Team Untengle from 10 to 2. That's what we do. And it's time for us to untangle the trending with Untengle producer LaFane. LaFane, are you there?
Hi, morning, Mama.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm great. Happy Thursday.
The very same to you.
And happy Thursday to our listeners. Thanks for joining us for another Untangle. Yes, so we're untangling the trending this morning. The case against domestic violence, especially on university campuses. Now, I'm going to jump right into the story, right? So on Monday, February 13, police reported that 20-year-old Matthew Hyde of a Braemar Avenue address in St. Andrew was charged after he allegedly held his 19-year-old ex-girlfriend captive in his room on a block of the George Elaine Hall on the University of the West Indies campus between Monday, February 6 and Thursday, February 9. He allegedly beat her and burned her all over her body with a clothes iron.
Wow.
Yes.
So he has been charged.
Yes, he has been charged.
So it is not a rumor.
No, it's not.
It's a valid story. It's still alleged, but a valid story.
Definitely. And apparently there was a video released with the young lady showing where she got the burns all over her body. There was one in her forehead, on her jaw, on her arm, her buttocks, her torso, her breast area.
That's torture. Serious torture.
Past torture, Mama. Like, I don't even know. For me, as a woman, like, seeing that, even reading the story, hearing about it was infuriating. We get really upset when we hear them something. You see people outcry about homosexuality and all of that. When I hear about violence against women and children, it really, really infuriates me because I don't think we give it enough attention. You know, sometimes it's like a 9-day wonder. All right, this happened and it move on, but it doesn't really get the attention and the outcry that I really believe it needs to get in situations like these.
Absolutely. And I feel the same way about the way it is treated in the courts.
Definitely.
Because we're going to have to adopt a zero tolerance kind of behavior, you know?
Exactly.
And we're going to have to send a very strong message.
Definitely because I mean, yes, he was charged, but then you don't know, apparently he's from a uptown family, so he may very well get off, you know, God forbid, or whatever may happen. But it really sad and it really messed up because the fact that he held her for 3 days, it could have ended fatally, you know what I mean? So, and I'm like, if he's my friend, I don't know what happened leading up to that, right? But if he's my friend, you know, said that the door they are mashed down, because if 2 hours pass, if I know that's where you went.
You see, that is a thing now, LaFane. Perhaps people didn't know, because the news item said they found her in a room that was assigned to him. So probably people didn't even know she was in there. But you know what's serious though? For this young man to have her locked up for 3 days means that he got a chance to think it through.
Exactly.
Because let us say he was mad in a second, but you continue to abuse and torture days after. And if this is true, this is very serious.
It is. And I mean, we were talking about it, and it highlighted that this is something that's been happening on the campus. Like, there's an increase in instances like these or situations like these. So that's very concerning and worrying.
Yes, it is very concerning, LaFane. And you know, what is also very concerning to me is that it's university students.
Yep.
It's tertiary educated and university students. So if these are our future leaders and shakers and you know, movers.
Yes.
it's serious.
It's serious bad. It's
I
serious
can't I
bad.
can't dance all music again, yeah, so no. You have to go blame something else, you know.
The movie, them I gotta say the movie too much Netflix and chilling because this clearly was something like a scene out of a movie because I mean at what point do you feel that it's okay to do this to another human being? Like you don't, it's not your property, like you don't own someone. It's not an animal where like when you brand cow or them something like where do you get
Wow.
off doing something like this?
And you know, yes. And there's so many other questions that comes with it, Lafine, because if this someone, as far as I'm concerned, he must have some serious, let us say at the very least, personality problems.
Right, definitely.
At the
definitely,
very least.
Definitely.
And if this is the way how you respond, it's not even all right. It's a woman, yes, but a human
A
being.
human being. What if it
Because-
were your mother, your sister, your
Yes.
auntie, your grandmother?
Yes. Did you think of them when you were doing it? Because of some serious hatred, this, you know.
Exactly. Exactly, mama. And that's the thing, like it goes back to the point where is that we don't value human life or the life of women and children, you know? So we do these things and you scar this person for life, not just physically but
Goodness.
emotionally, mentally, all of them, it just
All of the all of
messed
them.
up.
Oh my goodness.
And it is alleged too that apparently she cheated on him with a friend's ex-boyfriend. So I guess him get up in him feelings about that, and this is what he decided to do. So me I said, look how much born woman get from man.
No.
And them don't do this. They don't react like this. So I don't. Is it that
But look how much born man get from woman and them don't react so either.
exactly?
So, you know, we really have to, you know something, Lafayette, we need to stop judging people based on them socio-economic positions,
Exactly.
you know, and start to really analyze people's
Mental
issues.
state, yes.
or,
yes.
or how emotionally intelligent they
Sound,
are.
yes, or unsound.
Or unsound, because you know this is on campus, and I'm sure if this didn't happen, we probably wouldn't have thought to ourselves, my goodness, this young man is, if it is true,
Right.
is very disturbed.
Exactly.
So someone like that can hold quite a big position in Jamaica, you know.
And you don't know, but that's what I'm saying. You see a person, but you don't see them heart. So, you know, they seem all upstanding and all of that, but who knows what they're doing or what they've done behind closed doors. You know what I mean? So,
Yep.
and thank God for social media. So I always tell people, you know, social media amplifies a lot of things, because if it wasn't in the public domain, or you probably wouldn't hear about it, or as you said, many instances like these are happening on the campus, and it probably just sweep under the carpet. Nobody really talk about it. So
And you mentioned it as someone who was on campus. You mentioned that it really does blow up because of social media.
Exactly.
But things, it's just like this have been happening.
Definitely, I'm
But,
sure
you
for
know,
years.
I'm sure, because it can't be just one generation. But we really have to analyze now that we see that is more than a DJ song. We really have to analyze the choices that we make and taking responsibility for these choices.
Exactly.
And we, yes,
yeah,
go
and
ahead, Lafayette.
acknowledge that, you know, all right, this happened and it hurt me, but what do I do now? How do I deal with it? If me realize that, boy, or people around me realize that me not so stable, or, you know, me not deal with it properly, get help. You know what I mean? Get help.
Exactly, because here is where one would think that you are now exposed to making intelligent decisions. Because it's so interesting that, you know, there are socio-economic groups that people expect this kind of behavior from. And there are so many reasons why they attribute this kind of behavior to people like those. But it's
Stereotype.
not those people.
No.
So what's the excuse now? You know, we need to look at our parenting. We need to look at the messages that we're sending as a society, because some of these kids might be picking up that, you know, it's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah. Because that's what they see. I'll be okay.
Yeah, they'll get a little slap on the wrist,
Yeah.
and, you know, mommy and daddy will deal with it and them
That's
friend.
right. Saying so. Because these are some of the messages that we are sending.
Exactly.
as a society, and probably, you know, anyway, I mean, me not gonna say nothing do we or do because we don't know.
Right.
But it's just something that is very, very distasteful
And disturbing.
and very disturbing. And there is something else, Lafayette, before we close off, we are seeing a breakdown generally of relationships between people
Yes.
and relationships between man and woman.
Exactly. Exactly.
Because there are women out there who are the opposite of this, Bridget.
Yeah.
No,
That's true.
seriously.
It's
I mean,
true.
probably them don't resort to violence, but them thinking just as
Yes.
corrupt.
Yes. Yes.
And we have to ask ourselves, because I'm not like say it's egg them hatch out. So we have to ask ourselves, where did we all go wrong?
Where did we go wrong? And it just, as you say, it's progressively getting worse. Like, I don't know. That's why I tell people, I'm literally afraid of people. Like,
I know you are. I know. And,
afraid of people.
Yeah. There was a time when somebody could say something like that, I never answer for that, but me afraid too.
Yeah, because you don't know, like, literally, like, you can't just not do nobody nothing, like,
Yeah, man.
and you don't know what them have up in them heart against
Yeah,
if they
man.
really get the opportunity to exercise that. So
Exactly.
it just,
Because one would think that the intelligent thing to have done was to realize that this is not the person that you're
yes,
looking
it not
for,
work out.
and just keep it
on,
moving.
Move on. More woman up the damn man, I'm sure. Try again. I mean, you're 20. Like, seriously, it's not like when I'm married for much years and you feel like, say, oh my God.
That's
you're
also
gonna lose
worrying
so
to
much
the
years.
fact
Yeah.
for people to be for such anger in
That's
such
really,
youth.
yeah.
The whole thing frightening.
Yes.
And it tells us that we need to seriously start to analyze the mental
State.
faculties
Yeah.
or the mental stability of people.
Yes.
And don't just assume, say, you're going to give that person that job or you're going to give that person that responsibility without
Facts.
investigating.
Big facts.
Yes.
Big
Them
facts.
stability emotionally and otherwise.
Yes. Definitely, Mama. That's that's so profound. So maybe that's something I'm to add on the
Yes.
list when them interviewing, because
Exactly.
it's very
Your EQ,
serious.
because we
It's
get your
very
IQ.
serious.
But what about your EQ?
Definitely.
Anyway, how was the Valentine party? Because I know so now Valentine party on the bridge, they think me don't know. How was
Me
it?
sure Cavell page
No,
go up and go
my
see it, Mama. Me
No,
sure.
no. So me don't go up on Cavell page. But it had something to do with Cavell, obviously.
Yes, it was good. It was good. Them
Nice.
have karaoke, sing and who for dance and eat up food and play two truths and a lie, which was very dark.
Really?
I
That was in the
heard.
afternoon?
Yeah. Yes.
So there were any winners?
No, because I did surprise. Everything was like a surprise thing. Surprise karaoke. Me not even gonna tell you which song them pick for me sing, because
Which song?
Bunny by Macadam. Yes, that's as awkward as it sounds
Oh my God.
and hilarious.
So did you sing it?
Of course, me sing it.
Of course, you sing it.
Me sing it, yes.
Because the word them a come up, don't
Me
it?
sing
The
it,
word-
yes.
No, you
Me
mean
sing-
it, or you mean you sing it. I sorry, I never did it.
Me sing it. Yes, me have to get the video and show you, Mama.
Yes, I would
It
love
was
to see it.
hilarious.
I
Wow.
would love to see it. Tell you what,
Man,
it
it
sounded
was
like a
fun.
lot of fun.
It
And
was fun.
from Cabs tell me about it in the car. When we come see you the other day, and Jerry said, Mama, she in a red, I'm not you not judging clothes. She in a red because a Valentine.
But you
Day
know, say me come back and I never read me, like I
is what you did,
blue and white.
Oh, you come back in a
Yes,
different day.
yes.
But you were in red.
I was.
And so was Cavell, so was even Jerry.
And Romy.
And all right, the only one that came out and wasn't in red was Jeffrey.
Yes. He was
in
blue.
full blue.
Yeah.
But the rest of you may realize that. But anyway, I'm just so happy. So as soon as we go and Cap just say, Mama, a Valentine, Because we are doing this and nice. And I smiled
A
all the
good,
way home.
good little camaraderie. So yeah, man.
Nice. Yeah, man. That was nice. Okay, we're not a commercial break,
No, I think about
No.
11:30.
Right. All right. So this conversation was great. There's a not a, I guess it's a quotation you could call it, that was sent to me. It never had much to do really with the story, but it kind of did.
Yeah.
And let me see if I can find it and read it. As we celebrate all these loving days, and and it's such a good thing because on that day, I don't celebrate that, but it's just so
Same.
nice to see people celebrating
Yes,
it.
yes,
It's
definitely,
nice.
definitely.
And look at, I saw the couples walking, and them,
And the rose and everything.
look here now, and I stop and I ask the man, how much for one rose? And him say $1,000, and him say, okay, it's all right.
$1,000 for one rose. My
One.
gosh.
They thought, no, let me tell you something with some of these people, you have to accept that the thought is good enough,
Then listen, then I say it's a thought that counts, so
You better believe
you have to
it.
accept the thought and keep it moving,
see that,
because
I
that's a
actually
whole
asked
meal
them.
right there.
I love
The rose are good dead, but
especially which part on the surrounded
Listen.
That's a whole meal.
That's a whole meal. You better go buy me 2 little patty or something. I'm not
man.
the fussy kind, so
No.
yeah, no, but you don't have to do all of that for me.
Yeah, man. Scale a fence and pick 2
Yes,
flowers.
right? me grow it and say the love blossom
Yeah,
over
man.
time. You
Yeah,
know, because the
man.
rose are good dead, so
See him so.
yeah.
See him
Go
so.
pick little wild bush and make me plant here
Yeah,
and
man.
say
Yeah, man. So I tell you, it's good for
Yeah.
you.
herbs for the healing of the nation.
You understand me? The greatest thing is the sentiment.
Yes.
That is really it.
Definitely.
Let me see if I can read this. It says, to all friends in a committed relationship, happy Valentine's Day. To all the single ones, happy Independence Day. To all the cries who are fighting, no, to all the ones who are fighting with their mate, happy Boxing Day.
Mercy.
To the ones who are still trying to make things work, happy Labor Day. To those who remember when lovemaking was good, happy Memorial Day.
Everybody get covered.
Finally. To the ones who are expecting surprise gifts, like me, happy All Fools Day.
Mercy. No, sir. So everybody get covered. Nobody now get left out.
Thank you very much. But we need back the days when we can just sit down and laugh about them something.
True, definitely, mama. Too much
Yeah,
killing
no.
or something.
Yeah,
It's
man.
sad, man.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Because at 20, you better relax yourself because more money.
More for come, more heartbreak. Better prepare.
More to come. Because whoever them is, them not ready for second down yet.
They're
So
not that, me I tell you.
might as well get used to both ways. Both ways.
Exactly.
Until you get to that maturity that you understand, say, all right, this is what I want.
Right.
Outside of that, you don't want nobody.
Freedom, we say.
Yeah, man.
You don't want a relationship, you have to play the song, them.
Oh my God, I bring it, but I don't line it up. I'm going to play it a little more.
Yes.
All right. Nice reasoning.
Yeah, man, mama.
It is now time for us to have a conversation with Blakka Ellis and Christopher Ellis on the Zoom in. Let me know if on the Zoom in. Hey, look for my friend. Yes. All right. I need little volume. Beg your little volume, please, and thank you. Hello? Make me know if you're hearing me. I'm not hearing nothing laugh. Well, go on. Let me hold on a little bit. We can. Okay. All right. Cool. All right, Lafayette. Yes. So I need to hear Blakka.
Loud and clear.
All right. Me hear you now. Loud and clear. Hey, look at Blakka. Because I just say something to you. This is between me and you. It's not for young people.
Yeah.
You know, say at our age we kind of technologically challenged.
Absolutely.
But we hanging on in there. Oh, you Blakka. How are you?
I am blessed, man. I am blessed. I am a tank full of thankfulness.
Oh, wonderful. I love that one. You know, some I forgot teeth that one day. I'm a tank full of thankfulness. So where your family, Christopher, there?
Christopher, come in, cuz. Come here,
Come in,
Christopher.
cuz.
Hey, cuz, come in.
Come in, cause. All right. So make we start until Christopher come in, cause we look like him have the same issues where we have. Good. All right. So let me just say before we even start this interview that I have always been fascinated by this gifted family. And one of the things that really fascinate me about the Ellis is the remarkable gene pool and that striking resemblance. I don't think I've ever seen a family tree where from great favor the little baby. Eh?
It's a blessing. It's a blessing. I'm going to give thanks for it.
Yes.
Nobody can hide. I know because my father, who also sang with Alton, is also a tailor. So he make him on a jacket if you get my drift.
I hear you. I didn't make sure so they got to fit. All right. I hear you loud and clear. So I have a CD in my hand, and let me tell you something, man. It's a CD, and it's not too long ago I got it, but it's a CD that name Women in Reggae, Roots Daughters. And one of my favorite tracks on this CD is one from Hortense Ellis. It's not one that people hear all the time. So until Cuscus find a way for zoom in, make we just play that tune here. You tell me when we're done if you ever hear that one here before, but I love it. Can't you see? She is truly royalty in a reggae, none other than Hortense Ellis. You know that one here, Blakka?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Nice.
I am like the unofficial family historian and archivist.
Okay.
So, yeah, man.
So you would
the
know
anti-tiny
this.
at her best. We call her tiny, anti-tiny.
But the whole
Because she's the youngest of all of that generation.
Oh.
So she was anti-tiny, yeah.
Okay, so before we go no further, Blakka, tell us, for those who don't know, the relationship between Alton Ellis and Hortense Ellis, and then tell us how you are related to both of them.
Okay, so Alton and Hortense are children of the late great Percival Ellis and Beatrice Ellis, my grandparents who lived in Trenchtown. So that's a part of the magic, you know. Alton grandma we call her Beatrice Ellis and Percival lived in Trenchtown when Trenchtown just started. Then it became Kingston's first quarter settlement and then became a Kingston first housing scheme. Them live there. So there's been an Ellis in Trenchtown from the 1930s till now.
Oh my goodness. This is history. We have to write down. There has been an Ellis in Trenchtown from the 1930s. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Through all the conflicts, 70s, 80s, war, whatever, Ellis did it. Every street you can find right now. Ellis live at 1st Street, 3rd Street, 4th Street, 5th Street. We have dozens of cousins.
I can imagine. May I tell you, I remember the tailor. So look here now. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So Leslie, my father, was the firstborn. And then you had Irvin, who plays steel pan, aka Nine. And then third Leslie, then Irvin, then Alton. 3 boys, and then the girls. Beryl, Cherry, Myrtlin, then Hortense.
Oh, so Hortense is really the baby.
The baby, yeah. We call her tiny, anti-tiny.
Oh, anti-tiny.
Little bit with a big voice.
Yes, yeah. And so was Alton too, because him never big neither.
No. And they were all singers. Because the singing came from our grandmother, Andy. She had a voice like an angel. You know how Alton sound?
Yes.
That was Andy. That was Andy. And she was always singing. My image of my grandmother was sitting over a pan, a wash, with a cigarette with the fighter inside her mouth.
And one of them!
Inside
and, we know them!
And singing.
Oh my goodness. So Blakka, that look that little small face, because some know the Ellis them, you know. That little small face, something there. Where you have, where Christopher have, where the whole who wanna get that from?
That Andy, man. She had high cheekbone, small face,
yes,
with high cheekbones, and it records every generation.
My
small ears, small face, large high cheekbones.
And tiny like Hortense.
Just like Hortense.
Oh
Just
my
like
God.
Hortense.
I'm so happy that I have your captive here. So, from when we want to ask you your family business. So, all right, fine. So, that is that. So, tell us how, you just told us how you are related. They are your uncles and aunts. How is Christopher
Right.
related?
So, Christopher is the last son of Alton. The Christopher is the last child that Alton out of about 20. Christopher is Alton's last offspring, the last boy. And he's the one who Alton symbolically passed the baton onto in London in his last performance. But all of them can sing. Many Jamaicans know Alton's first son, Brother Rose, as a comedian, because him come in the item party, so lock it back. But he's also a brilliant singer. All of them can sing. Elise, my cousins, every single one of them can sing, can make it by themselves as a singer. It's too much talent.
So you mentioned comedian a while ago. So the comedy is also part of the bloodline.
Yeah, man. Hello. Hortense used to perform for the community. She was a walking comedian. She said things that we take and make joke and people think it's joke. She would say, Aston and Keith. They used to call me Keith. Aston and Keith. Aston play guitar and Keith blow the drum.
Oh my God. So IT from IT and Fancy Cat is also a Ellis.
Yes.
So that is another
He's my
comedian.
youngest brother.
He is your youngest brother.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Where Christopher there? You forgot to ask for Christopher.
Yeah, where Christopher there? I talked him up to this morning and him say yes, he have the link, he must join. He must get stuck on the road somewhere.
All right, no
we
worry
were on
about
TV
that.
this morning and he had
Okay,
things to explain to that people see my dad. Blakka is not my uncle, Blakka is my cousin. I guess my age, you know?
No, but then with the age differences of the brothers and sisters, you're going to expect that. Because you are the first child. You are the child of the first one.
Right,
No, sir?
right.
You are Leslie's son.
I'm Leslie's fifth son. And I is Leslie's ninth child.
Oh my goodness, what strong
So
generation.
between my IT is 10 years difference, you know.
Okay. Okay, all right, fine. So now, let me ask, there has always been an intimate relationship with Trenchtown and the Ellis family. You just outlined a while ago that from 1930s there has been an Ellis in a Trenchtown. Update us now, and let us start probably with your generation. Were you also raised in Trenchtown?
Yeah, man. Born and raised there at 6 Upper First Street. And I moved in the 70s. You see, my history of Trenchtown, which is going to be written at some point, it looks at Trenchtown as a site for exile, exodus, and pilgrimage.
Wow, make my right down that. Exile, exodus,
and pilgrimage.
You're going to have to talk about that. A pilgrimage. Let me talk about that. My goodness. Me never expect to go here. So tell me about that.
When Cilla Booker brought her family, Bob Marley, to Trenchtown, that was the beginning of a pilgrimage, where people left wherever they are to come to this place. It's Kingston 12. Think about it. And 12 tribe began in Trenchtown, you know. Kingston 12.
Know that.
So
right.
this place where Mortimer Planet had his enclave on 5th Street. The Trenchtown is like the birthplace of Rasta and reggae, you know. So that mystic Kingston 12. Think about it. That
Kingston
mystic
12.
Kingston 12. Right?
Where is Bakawal? Bakawal Wall is what? Kingston Wall.
Trenchtown.
Bakawal Wall is Kingston 12?
Yeah, Kingston 12.
Boy, some rich heritage that, you know.
Yeah, man. And people, when I like to tell people this little story, when we hear about the 2/7 clash, we think about the date 77. But in my head, the 7th clash happened geographically, especially in Trenchtown, because Bob Marley sang a song in 74, right? Name the song was named Natty Dread. And him give a chat him say, I walk up to First Street and then I walk up to Second Street to see Then I tried on and Bob Marley stopped at I've got to read 7th Street.
Yes.
No, check this now. Trenchtown
Yes.
Geography, you know. It's like 2 roads. Correctment Drive and West Road, running north to south. And then across them, run street from 1st to 14th. Bob sang that song that stopped at 7th Street in 74. And by 76, them build a wall across the street in a West Road and block 7th Street from the rest of Trenchtown. And that's what them create jungle and Rima.
Political violence.
Rima. 8 to 14, jungle. And the war, those 2 sevens clashed for several years in Trenchtown.
Oh my goodness. So when we listen back to this Bob Marley song, we're going to look on it different now because I'm one for 7th Street, but him couldn't. If I stop at 7th Street, he couldn't go over 8th Street. By the time the wall did
that was before the Bob is a prophecy.
Oh my goodness. So him sing that before the wall go up.
Before the wall go up. Because the wall go up in 76. And Bob sing a song in 74.
Oh my goodness. You see, what a thing when we have historians. You have to write that book in a Blakka. You have to so hold on a little bit now. So you tell me about the pilgrimage. And you say from Bob Marley, mother come a Trenchtown, the pilgrimage start. The exile coming like what you just tell me about a while ago.
Exactly. Because when the war broke now, families were split, because Trenchtown was no longer 1 to 14, now on the 7 and 8 to 14, Rebound Jungle. So people had to plain language. There was a certain time when if you live from 1st to 7th and you belong to a certain party, you have to cut.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. So everybody who was below 7th Street, who wasn't with a certain party and above, had to move. So families were split now. You couldn't go check your family on 14th Street because you can't cross the border at 7th Street. So people had to now leave Trenchtown. And therefore many left in exile now.
Oh my God. And sometimes Blakka, when I go to West Kingston and you look on the little stretch of land, first of all we're separating people, and then the little piece where them a fight over. It's sad, man.
So they built a wall in the street and built a wall in the people's minds against each other.
And they were allowed to build the wall because who sanctioned the wall there?
Hello, the wall that was built by the then, I can't talk because all enough, by the then Minister of Housing, Alton Ellis.
All right.
Created concrete jungle.
All right.
So we have the exile of the exodus. And then now,
so the exodus is the people that are left.
Yeah. First of all, the exodus began really and truly when people began to move from country to come look like a town. And settle in Trenchtown, because Trenchtown is our first quarter settlement that became our first housing scheme, and they built those 12 shilling a pound, 12 shilling a month houses called the concrete naga that then build Federal Gardens, Wilton Gardens and so on. The Trenchtown is Federal Gardens, Wilton Gardens, Barnett Gardens, is all that it's Trenchtown.
Yes.
So the exodus, rural to urban exodus that started there, and the pilgrimage, that spiritual journey for people who come cover Rasta and revival and reggae and so on.
So back a wall and the bubble, everything start there, so Oh my goodness me. And you know something that I've noticed, that richness of spirit translates into bloodline, because as much as there was this exile and the war, there is a character of people that I have come to meet that very keen and intellectual, even Martin Planner himself, where you just talk about.
Oh man, that was a fight of philosophy and learning. So there's a song that Uncle Alton write named Lord Deliver Us. And that prayer was taught by Martin Planner. Let the naked be clothed, let the hungry be fed, and the ill be protected. Lord
the
deliver
creed.
us.
He got it from the creed of His Imperial Majesty. Can you believe this? Blakka, this conversation was a must. So make we come look here. If we don't watch this and we don't talk about remembering Alton and so look here now. So how did that concept come about of just creating this moment that we're here for?
So we generation 4, my generation, we've been saying from Uncle Alton passed, first Hortense passed, and we had a reunion at her funeral. Then Alton passed, we had a reunion at his funeral. Then my dad passed, and we keep on saying we only meet up when somebody dead.
Yeah.
We can't meet up to celebrate the fact that we are a talented family. So we've been trying from Alton Park to have this memorial. It just couldn't happen. And then Lover, Troy, one of the dozens of cousins in England, said, let's do it, let's do it, man. So he pushed the envelope and he convinced his sisters who kind of like manage the estate to push some support, and it happened. You know, I remember Alton, I remember Hortense.
Okay, so
we have to big
try.
up Keisha. We have to big up Cod Keisha for pushing, you know, big up Judy, Alton's widow. We say, yeah man, let's make this happen. So that free concert for the community, no money now to spend. Free concert.
So this Troy is the one who live in England.
Yeah, Troy and Christopher live in England. They both live in England.
Oh, Christopher live in
and
England
Troy.
too. All right.
Yeah.
So we're realizing also that this remembering Alton and Hortense is in association with the Ellis's estate and through Alton Records. Tell us a little bit about Alton Records.
Alton Records is a label that Alton established that would manage his works and which is now being shrouded by his daughter Keisha, with a brilliant brain in the business. She got studied so that she can manage and ensure that rights are protected.
Wow.
And have a big after that.
Wow. But that's also something that is very familiar, Lena, because you are that kind of person too. From me know you are study. I know you're not top. You're not top. So it's something I see that is something, and you see that laugh the way you do it with is something that I see brings you joy. So it's something that is it's very inspirational, because every time I hear that you do something else, you write another book, is with the same laugh. With that
man. Laughter is important.
Yes.
Laughter is music, you know. That different kind of music laughter is.
Yes. All right, so fine. So all of this is in association now with Trenchtown-based communities. Let's talk about that.
Yes. So I'm kind of sad that the SOE was declared last night. I've now moved the event from Trenchtown to Ronnie Williams Entertainment Center.
Is that right?
Yes, and we have to give thanks to Minister Grange who jump in and say, all right, let me get at space phone because the SOE said we can't gather. And which is good and bad, because more folks can come because they're in Trenchtown, but the Trenchtown people them would have been there. And we're going to travel out of Trenchtown for the concert.
Okay,
you know?
Because the Vin Lawrence Park are First Street.
First Street, right.
And them I look forward to that.
Trust me, man. Trust me.
Yeah.
We're going to try and bust them out and carry them go. We're going to take you in the concert.
Nice.
All right.
So how the treat part go then? Or where that went keep?
We're going to have to redo the treat at some other point and do it through institutions like through schools. Where the kids are already in school and do the treat through the schools.
Okay. And that treat is a free thing?
Free thing, yeah, man. Because we want to celebrate these two great icons by giving to the community. For the community not to spend the money. We want to give the kids goodies and provide fun for the people. It's all about giving to the community and giving back because I give forward.
Thank you very much. Is this going to be the springboard for a yearly event?
Absolutely.
Nice.
It's going to get bigger every year, and we want to bring in the big name to come sing them. Because on this event, we have Ken Booth, Tapazuki, Fred Lux, and some big names who can sing their favorite Alton Ellis song, and Juna Tucker.
Okay.
We want to get even go larger next year and link two great Trenchtown families. Next year, we want to invite some of the Marley brothers.
Right.
Come jump on as
part of the, yes, absolutely. All right, so let's talk about the musical tribute now, and tell me about Fidem family connection now to the Ellis them, because Pierre Ellis Mr. sing and dance and a crack joke. Come make we talk about that.
So you know that after Alton passed on the baton to Christopher was signed to the Marley brothers get the international label.
Yes.
So the Christopher is an Ellis who is working with the Marleys.
Right.
And we honor that collaboration between these two Trenchtown-based family, so to speak. Because although many of the Marleys didn't grow up in Trenchtown, they have a Trenchtown connection.
Right.
And Christopher, who was born in England, also is like him born at Trenchtown in England. Because although he was born in London, he had the Trenchtown orientation.
Right.
Because our family, Trenchtown is like our tribal family space, you know, and that is why we think it's important to have the concert there, you know,
Yes.
and because I can't really say one do there next year, but it has to happen in Trenchtown because the space in Trenchtown is important.
Yes.
The space have an energy. That bit of land there have an energy that is just so surreal. How Trenchtown that create. If you take the walk from first to 14th, you look at they have the TEF put some labels on each street that tell you the legend from each street. Every street produce some great names in Trenchtown.
Yeah.
Every street, if you begin to list the names, it will take all day. Important arts from Trenchtown, from the Folks brothers to Adina Edwards to Ken Booth to I mean Trenchtown. It does. You wonder how can it
Chock full. It's crazy. It put it this way. This out of the hands of man. Man can't do them there's something there.
No.
But you know, you're so right. But you know something else too. I have been on, you know, in international shows, and there are people who want to say they come from St. Mary, you know. But you see to all the you see to all the thousands and thousands of foreign people who want to hear so they come from Trenchtown. It's like they don't say, God forgive me. Me come from Trenchtown. that thing don't go so. So it's almost as though every artist deep down kind of wish them could have said that something there.
Absolutely. And those who can't tell them come from, they make a point to go to and
Yes.
come to Trenchtown.
I heard Junior Gang saying he might not be a son of Trenchtown, but he is a grandson.
Yes.
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 So
Yeah.
the artists who are, a lot of the artists who are going to be on the show are also have Trenchtown connections, and
Yeah.
most of them are Ellis members of the family. So we're going to have a band too, and it's a band.
Yeah,
It's
man.
a Ellis. Tell me about the band.
Ellis Connection band with bass and guitar by Neville Ellis and Alton Ellis. These are my brothers. We had a band when I was a young fan called Youth Operation with me and drum and brother playing bass and guitar. And so we had a band from them time, they're a youth band. But I cannot step away from the music now when I do the talking.
Yeah.
but we have an Ellis Connection band, and even when the show has ended, we will have the band together. Then we're gonna promote the band as an alternate tribute band. We can play anywhere and give you Alton songs for 3-4 hours. Alton, you can sing Alton song for 4 hours non-stop.
Beautiful. And then no show no have cancer then on a MC.
Exactly. Come here, I did it.
You're I did it every all up the road. Finally, Blakka. Is there anything else that you remember about either or both of these two family members of yours that you think that we don't know and we could have did know?
That many people don't know that Hortense Ellis is on a record as being perhaps the first woman in Jamaica to put her voice on a record.
The first woman in Jamaica to put her voice on a record?
Yeah.
Sister Queen, the Queen?
Yes. Jamaica's
Wow.
first woman of song, Hortense Ellis.
My goodness. That I did not know. And
Hortense
thank
Ellis.
you know, Mr. Blakka, me know say something there, you know. Me know say something there where me don't know, you know. Thank you very much for sharing that. And your last word, Blakka, as we celebrate not just your uncle and your aunt, but we're celebrating greatness, musical greatness. We're celebrating community. We're celebrating from 1930. Your last words.
Yeah. Legacy is important. Legacy, it's the L word, legacy, and love, important. So we have to value legacy, value love, and value laughter. And my family exemplified love, laughter, and the legacy in the performing arts.
Wow.
And I want to tell people, value family and value what you gift. The Bible tells us, you know, in Proverbs 18:16, a man's gift makes room for him to take him before great people.
Yes.
So, own your gift, H-O-N-E,
Yes.
own your gift, double N, and make a gift spread and keep on making people laugh. Love, laughter, legacy. Trenchtown celebrating Alton and Hortense. Saturday the 18th, come with me. Random Entertainment Center. Come just enjoy Fred Locks, Ken Booth, Tapazuki, Micah Shemaya, You English, Mike in Knowledge, Mitzi Henry, Hortense's daughter, and then just sing and remember these two great icons of Trenchtown, of the music in reggae month. Love and respect.
Blakka, bless you and bless your family for me and continue to be great human being. Great, the Blakka there, great human being, part of a great legacy. Bless up yourself.
Love and respect, Elise. Leave the fridge and stay up on the bridge.
I love that. We're going to take it from you. We need one like that from your Blakka. So, me know some producer Lafayette going to say, before you go, there's something there what you say. Put it on tape. Lovely.
I got you, Lafayette. No worries, it is done.
All right. Have a wonderful afternoon. It is now 1 minute after 12 o'clock. And trust me. So, yes, so Lafayette saying same way. So you know, she's going to be asking you, Blakka, to just put that on tape for the bridge every time. Thank you so very much, Blakka. I mean, this was ordained. So we're going to take a break now as we smile ear to ear. Smiling at the thing that might not start with L. But smiling at the thing too. All right, so we're going to take a break soon forward. And it is now time for us to have that conversation with Dr. Michael Barnett. And Dr. Barnett is live online. Good afternoon, Dr. Barnett.
Yes, afternoon, Mama Elise. Yes.
How are you? All is well?
Yes, all is great, man.
All right, wonderful. All right, so we're going to be talking about this special Jamaica public premiere screening of the award-winning Marcus Garvey documentary. Before we start to even talk about where it's going to be and all of that, could you tell us a little bit about the filmmaker, Roy T. Anderson, if there's any information we need to know?
Yes, certainly. Well, Roy, I must tell you, he doubles as a stuntman, a Hollywood stuntman in Hollywood. He's based in the New Jersey area of the U.S., and in actual fact, he has the distinction of producing several documentaries. One of which, the one he did before this Marcus Garvey, was one on Sister Nanny, was Nanny of the Maroons.
Okay.
And that didn't get wide circulation, but I did watch it, and it's a great exposition of Nanny and her, you know, the heroism in terms of fighting the British and so forth. So he's passionate about, you know, speaking to Jamaican history and the heroes and sheroes of Jamaica. So after doing the documentary on Nanny, he thought it fitting to do one on Marcus Garvey. And there aren't that many documentaries out there on Marcus Garvey.
Many books, but not many documentaries.
Yes, that's right. And you see, the documentary is one way of absorbing a sense of the legacy and his accomplishments and his mission, his outlook on life. And I think that this particular one, which I've been lucky to get to see one time, because it's not on general release at the moment, it's not available on DVD or anything like that. He's still touring with the film, and I managed to convince him that Jamaica needed to get a look at this, because in talking with him, he doesn't really, he's not inclined to release it till sometime next year in 2024. Okay. So although it came out in October 2021, very few people in Jamaica have actually seen it for one reason or the other. Okay. And this is why I thought it prudent to convince him to get to show the film here, even if it's just a one-off, which is more than likely going to be.
Right. So the film is African Redemption, the life and legacy of Marcus Garvey. And you mentioned, you know, not many documentaries are there available on Marcus Garvey.
Yes.
And that visual recollection is something that is audio visual recollection is something that really stays in the minds of people even longer sometimes than a book, unfortunately.
Exactly. That's the reality. It's one medium that's very effective in imprinting on the mind, the psyche of what Garvey was about as a champion. Because here in Jamaica, we have the dilemma. Let me tell you, I teach Marcus Garvey in my role as an educator at UWI.
Yes.
But to my knowledge, I'm the only person on the campus presently that has Marcus Garvey actually in the course curriculum. That's my African diaspora course I center on Marcus Garvey and other champions of Pan-Africanism and black empowerment. That's a special course that I have tailored. But, you know, this is not something that is widespread in UWI. So apart from the students who may come to my class, to my knowledge, there isn't exposure to Garveyism. Now, to his credit, Professor Rupert Lewis, when he used to teach at UWI, he's now retired, by the way, retired from way back in 2015, I think 2016. You know, because unfortunately we have an ageism complex here in Jamaica. We've inherited that from the British, that when you're 65, that's it. You're sort of cast out the pasture.
And that is when you have a wealth of knowledge. But you know what you said a while ago, Dr. Barnett, is interesting because if as you said, it's a special course, it means that idea of us being able to widely teach Marcus Garvey in schools will not be realized for now. How many people are going to be leaving the campus qualified to teach Marcus Garvey's teachings and works?
Well, we'd be lucky if there's a couple of people at this rate, to be honest, in terms of qualified to teach. Now, I should also make mention of my colleague, Professor Clinton Houghton, who is now retired from UWI because of the age factor. And let me just put out there that he never wanted to leave UWI, but he was told that you're 65 and that's it. But thankfully for him, he has a position at Michael University.
Good.
And so he's doing his bit over at Michael and teaching the student teachers Garveyism. And I commend him for that because now we'll have the new teachers who are armed with a knowledge of Garvey and they can infuse their students with Garveyism in the schools. So
you know, we
maybe
have to
it's a blessing in disguise because Michael,
because these are teachers.
It's gonna influence educators. Whereas in my case, I'm influencing a relatively small pool of students, and we don't know what will go from there. But I tell this to Clinton that it's actually a blessing in disguise that you're at Michael. No, because you will be able to spread that Garvey knowledge wider.
Right.
Ultimately, to the community, to our society.
Absolutely. As you said, to educators, people who are being taught to educate.
Yes, absolutely. That's very essential because if the teachers have no knowledge of Garvey, then how is that going to be carried forth or transmitted to the students?
Absolutely.
You see what I mean? I should just tell you, I was self-taught. In a way, Garveyism it's ironic, but I just share you a story, and I still have it here. One of my memorable birthday presents, right, and this was when I was the tender age of 11, was that my parents gave me a birthday present of a Marcus Garvey book by David Cronin. This is the age of 11, you know. They said, Michael, and unfortunately my parents are both departed, but I still have the book as a keepsake, you know, to Michael, you know, on his 11th birthday from Mom and Dad. So that's very sentimental to me because that's a memory. So once they gave me that book, my first ever book as a birthday present, then I guess it was just natural that I would be curious and to look at this man and study him and take it from there.
Right.
But that came from my parents, though. I mean, they were thoughtful enough to give. Can you imagine getting a birthday present when you've
It
just
came from
reached
your parents,
teenagerhood.
but
Yes.
it also came from within you because you
Yes.
had that desire to want to read a book like that. And it tells us too, in as parents, how important it is to choose our gifts that we give our children wisely.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
another thing though, Michael, as you talk about ageism, it is just so sad, the society that we live in, because common sense tells us that it not make no sense. But the status quo and the rules and regulations dictate otherwise. Because, we were just having a conversation with Owen Blakka Ellis. And
Yes.
these are people who have a wealth of information because of the experiences they have. When you have a conversation with somebody like Sister Amina Blackwood Meeks,
Yes.
they put a totally different spin on anything that anyone else could ever do.
Exactly, because that experience is invaluable. I mean, there's nothing like it. And with the U.S., I have to say, because I did teach there before coming to Jamaica. One thing I admire is there's no such thing as retirement certainly when you're a university lecturer. And some of my mentors, because I actually did my PhD in the U.S., in Miami, Florida, they're still alive.
Yes.
And well, and so when I go to South Florida, I go and I pass by and I say hello. And we're talking about people who are 80 now and so forth. And they say, Michael,
Yes.
there's no such thing as retirement for me. I'm on a job. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
They're not retiring because they said, so far as I can walk, I can function, and my mind is still active. I'm here on the job. So
We have
my
to
thing
start
is,
looking at
we have to
informal.
rethink things. If
Yes,
somebody
yes.
is able to be productive, is able to carry out their duties, why retire them? And I mean, ironically, I think it's only politicians here in Jamaica that don't have that retirement kind of adage, that don't have that
Interesting.
retirement.
And sometimes
in-
them figure
yeah.
sit down. But anyway, no,
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
But let's keep it moving.
Yes,
So,
yes.
so there is that. I think, though, Michael, we have to look outside of the formal setting and start to think about creating informal forums that our ancestors, our golden ages, those who have this wealth of information, can
Yes.
still get a chance to share.
Absolutely, that's a very good idea. That's a very good perspective. If we, in the formal sector, we don't get a look in and look at the informal sectors for educating and informing.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. So this documentary, or the legacy, the African Redemption film, is
Yeah.
being put on by the Department of Sociology and Psychology
Yeah.
and Social. Tell us
Work.
about that. Yes.
Yes, which I am a part of. And when it comes certainly to the black history and the, let's say, African rooted events, I am just the lead program on that one. So
Yes.
so the department is sponsoring me to put it on because I need access to the lecture theater that can hold
Right.
people and is commensurate with a documentary like that. So we're using our best lecture theater, which is the Social Science Lecture Theater 1, and that's a
Right.
300-seater, 300-person seater. So, that can accommodate a good crowd, big screen, projector, everything is built in, and anyone who comes should get a nice experience, visual, in terms of sound and picture and everything.
Beautiful.
And it's not just about showing the documentary, which essentially I think gives a good portrayal of Marcus Garvey, unlike another documentary that is widely out there, the PBS one, See Me in the Whirlwind, which came in 2001, which I thought gave a somewhat negative portrayal of Marcus Garvey. So I was disappointed with that one.
Right.
It's widely out there, but this one gives, I think, a more critical perspective in that how Garvey was sabotaged. A lot of people don't know the Black Star Line Steamship Company initiative. It did fail, but because of the sabotage
Right.
inside FBI agents that J. Edgar Hoover planted in his organization.
Okay, we're going to take a break, and when
Yes.
we come forward, you can just briefly tell us about the Black Star Line films, because that's also part of the production or making
Yes.
it possible.
Yes.
And then briefly again, let's talk about the panelists who are going to be on.
Yes.
All right, so we're going to take a break soon forward. And we're talking about the special occasion that's happening on Thursday, February 23, and it's all about the screening of the African Redemption. So we're talking a little bit, just briefly, Dr. Barnett, tell us a little bit about the Black Star Line films.
Well, Black Star Line Films is actually Roy Anderson's company.
Okay.
That's his company. It's a New Jersey-based company, and it's Black Star Line Films because he is an ardent admirer of Marcus Garvey. So that's why he named his company that way. So the event is being done in conjunction with him because he's the one who's providing us with the film.
Right.
And let me also tell you this, to his credit, he has provided us at cost-free, which is not normally the case. That's why we're able to show it to folks for free. We don't have to charge because the costs he charges, festivals and so forth, is up in the thousands of US dollars. So, if we had to deal with that tab, then it would be problematic, for us here in Jamaica.
For that.
Yes.
All right. So let's briefly now just wind up and talk about our discussants, our panelists.
Yes. So we have a whole range of discussants, and deliberately so that people will get a wide range of perspectives, and also to highlight how many Garveyite scholars and Garveyites we have here in Jamaica. So we have Professor Rupert Lewis, who will be on the panel, Professor Clinton Hutton, Stephen Golding, Hiru Aishaka Musa Menelik, Priest Douglas Smith, Minister Clive Mohammed, Anya Thompson, who's the new director of Liberty Hall, and myself, obviously, will be part of the panel. And so it's going to be a powerful discussion after the film. So this event is not just about showing the documentary, but having a powerful forum with the film as a catalyst.
Right.
About the impact of Marcus Garvey, what he's done for Black people. How he essentially has inspired movements like the Black Lives Matter movement, the civil rights movement in the U.S., even, Martin Luther King and so forth. An argument can be made that all of these movements were inspired by him. Even the Harlem Renaissance movement of the 1920s was inspired by Garvey being in the U.S. And can I just say that the peak of his influence was when he was in the United States of America from 1916 till 1927 when he was deported from the U.S. And as early as 1919, Mama Elise, J. Edgar Hoover wrote to release a letter within the government circle saying we need to find a way to get rid of this man. He is a threat to the national security of America. And he said we must not have a black messiah, and those words were very interesting. So he saw Garvey as early as 1919 as threatening because he was uniting so many Black people.
Right.
Marcus Garvey has the legacy of having the largest ever Black organization, even today. At a conservative level, we estimate his UNIA to have a population of 4 million. Some people say it's as high as 10 million. No other Black leader has achieved that level of membership. Even major organizations, arguably, may come close to that, but haven't done it. And I'm talking on a unified basis. Because even with Rastafari, we have a large membership globally. There are arguably maybe as many as 6 million, but we're different houses and mansions. We're not under one umbrella.
That's right.
Right? That's the reality.
Okay. All right. We unfortunately we're running out of time. But for those listening and who want to participate, will this African Redemption film be shown online? Will the whole event?
No, it's a face-to-face. So I'm urging folks in Jamaica to come out, make the journey to Kingston if you can. It's a sojourn, but coming to Kingston is showing from 6:15 in the evening to 9 o'clock is the program Thursday the 23rd. That's next week Thursday at UWI Campus Social Science Lecture Theatre. It is not going to be on Zoom or anything like that.
Okay.
The film director was clear about that, and so we're working with that. So it's not going to be, So for those who want to see it, you're going to please come out, make the effort, and come out early because we have a serious traffic issue here in Kingston. So set out early to make it to 6. You know, depending where you're coming from, you may need to allow an hour and a half or 2 hours for your journey there, because I don't want people to miss the beginning.
Yes.
We're going to start the film sharp at 6:15 p.m. so that we have, enough time for a productive and strong forum discussion after.
Okay, Dr. Barnett. Wonderful talking to you, and as always, it's always a pleasure to inform our listeners what the department is doing, because the Department of Sociology and Psychology and Social Work always have something doing that's progressive and not just entertaining, but worth discussions, having serious conversations, and we will continue to support the department. Thanks again.
Well, thank you very much, Mama Elise. Really appreciate the support. Thanks so much.
Most welcome. Wonderful. So that was a conversation with Dr. Michael Barnett on the phone, and you heard him talking about a special Jamaica public premiere screening of the award-winning Marcus Garvey Documentary. Is going to be at the UWI Mona Campus Social Science Lecture Theatre, and it's going to be on Thursday, the 23rd of February. And the name of the film again, African Redemption, The Life and Legacy of Marcus Garvey. It's a film, as you heard him say, by Roy T. Anderson, and we just want to thank Roy T. Anderson and the Black Star Line Films for making this available and for doing so free of cost. Good afternoon, New York.
Good afternoon, Mama Kelly.
Good afternoon, Beau-regard. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing wonderful on this, what should I say, Valentine's hangover. I guess this day should be the last of it.
Valentine's hangover.
Yeah, I guess it should be the last night right now. We're 2 days away from, 2 days past Valentine's. So, you know, big ups to all who celebrated Valentine's Day. The song I just opened the program with was Secret Garden, a big tune with Barry White, Al B. Shore, El DeBarge, and James Ingram. Have to say happy birthday to James Ingram. Today is his birthday. He passed away back in 2019, so big him up on his earth strong.
Okay, so how was Valentine your side of friends?
You know, say the nice, Mama. It was a lovely occasion, I should say. You know, it's always, every day is a day of love. Every day we should be sharing and expressing our love, but you know, on that day that is set aside, I feel like a lot of people actually enjoyed it, and a lot of people, you know, felt good about how they celebrated.
Right. Well, you know that we had a celebration here at the bridge. I'm not physically at the bridge, but we passed through, when was it? Early in the week, Tuesday, we passed through and, you know, get a little update on what going on. So it was actually on Valentine's Day that I passed through. And me see people just up in the radio, you know, but me I say, everybody I feel Valentine's. Some people are going like, no, really. But you me down here, a little birdie tell me, say, the bridge, them have a nice little celebration, a nice little karaoke thing, and them give little gifts, and them had fun. And Lafayette tell me the karaoke, because you know choose which song you're going to do, you know, and them choose the song give you. Right, Lafayette, could you please remind me of the song that they choose give you? Please and thank you very much, karaoke. So when you hear the song, then you realize, say, it was a whole lot of fun. So you just picture Lafayette now. Do it back a diamond bunny.
Lafayette. How did she do, Mama? How did she do?
Me ask her, so me say, Lafayette, so you do it? She said, of course me do it. Really, she do it. Doesn't matter picnic too.
Wow.
What you mean?
Big
so we had a nice time. They had a nice time, and I was keeping tabs. So the bridge staff had a lovely time on air, and not really on air. I think it was really just off air, just having a nice time together as staff. So big up the bridge 99 FM every time.
I also want to send a big birthday shout out going out to Irish Jam Zone, Mr. Louis Grant, Mama Kelly. Today's his birthday.
Happy
we wanna
birthday,
say-
Mr. Grant.
Yeah, man, happy birthday going out to him. Producer extraordinary, executive vice president here at Irish Jam Radio. Big up yourself. He does so much behind the scenes. You have to, just take your hat off to him and say,
Nice.
continue to be great and do what you do, my brother. Big up yourself, Louis Grant, for real.
Bless up, Louie.
Also, today's Coffee's birthday. She turns 23 years old today.
Whose
Mama Kelly.
birthday?
Coffee.
Oh,
Yeah, Coffee birthday today.
who is
Rapper.
if you don't mind me. Okay,
Rapper and actor Ice-T turns 65 years old today, and legendary cricketer Michael Holding turns 69 years old. So happy birthday to him as well.
Today is what date again? Today is the 16th.
Yes.
Okay, so a lot of Josephs, man.
Yeah, man, holy enough.
Yeah, man, they're enough, man.
Remember my son celebrated last week. My sister was on Valentine's Day, Mama Kelly.
Right.
Yes, on the
Well
14th.
celebrated.
Christopher
Oh.
Martin.
Ralston from Twinkle Brothers celebrated his birthday on Valentine's Day. He's also a Valentine baby, so bless up yourself, Twinkle Brothers. Ralston, bless up yourself again.
Nice,
Yes.
nice. Were you able to see the Super Bowl halftime show, Mama Kelly?
No. You mean with Rihanna?
With Rihanna, yes.
Okay, I heard about it and all that. It's not really my kind of thing, but you don't know. At least me just want to know, say me know. After me know, me cool, you know.
Yeah.
So it was Rihanna, Shaggy. Who else it was?
Toots also had music in a commercial. Miss Marcia Griffiths, Moyan, Shaggy, Jamila, Amberly, they did a song together for a Jeep commercial.
Nice.
Electric Boogie, Marcia Griffiths, classic Electric Slide.
Every time.
Yeah, man. So that was a good look, a big look.
A big look.
Yeah, man. Millions of people watching and to hear that song, it does. The positive thing about those commercials, Mama Kelly, and for musicians is the fact that the streams tend to go up after these events, and that's one of the greatest thing for Shaggy and those artists right now. Even for Rihanna, their streams tend to go up and sales and purchases. So that's a very good thing for those who take part in these events.
Right? Almost sure. Check
Yes.
that. Yes, she did, right?
I didn't hear what you said, Mama.
Coffee had a birthday recently also.
Yes, today is her birthday.
Oh, today's her birthday. Happy
Yes.
birthday, Coffee. I was listening to her Grammy-nominated CD, or gifted, title track, really nice. As we, me not go try for 15, because me never not go on like me, I try for 15. But at the end of the day, we still know what is happening, right? And we listen to Coffee, and especially that song, Gifted. If you just listen without any judgments, you realize that there's a lot really happening in the music, that we can be very proud of, and yeah, man, and we should be. So for the
That
youth,
was- That song was actually one of my hit pick of the week during the run up to the Grammys.
Right.
From Coffee. So big up to Coffee on her nomination as well, and
That's
even her winning it a couple of years ago. Congratulations once again.
Yeah, man, and once again, congrats to Kabaka. Been listening to the CDs, and let me tell you something, making us proud, because Kabaka's has an excellent CD, and what I love about it is the combination of artists, because it's obvious that we get the point now that, together we're stronger, so that
Yes.
combination of artists is a very good thing, and enough respect to Protege's third
Third
time's
time's the
charm.
charm,
What
yeah.
do you, man? Some bad song on that too.
Yeah, man.
So
Big them up, big them up.
big up all of the ones who got nominated, and give thanks for where taking the music. I think that's one of the things that we'd like to talk to Glen Washington about, particularly today, because he is actually in Jamaica for that conference, that music conference that was held in Jamaica. So I would really love to ask him, as an artist, because sometimes these music conferences are not as supported from the artists as the presenters would like. So I would really love to ask him, particularly about the conference and about how he thinks it can enhance his own career.
Nice. Nice. I also have a question, Mama Kelly, and this question is, goes out to the people of Jamaica, even the government of Jamaica, and, to Google itself. If you have your phone right now, Mama Kelly, in your hand, if you could look up Thomas L. Jennings.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Have you heard about this story?
Well, I know Thomas. Hold on, let me just do that as you speak. As you commission I.
Thomas
Thomas.
L. Jennings. And anyone else who has their phone and you're listening to us right now, look up Thomas L. Jennings.
And up comes the picture of Paul Bogle.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
There's a conflict here, Mama Kelly.
Yeah.
They have the picture of our national hero, Paul Bogle, as an American inventor, tradesman, entrepreneur, abolitionist from New York City.
It's
And
just
they're-
like the picture of Nanny. It's the same
Right.
thing. That wasn't Nanny either.
Mm-hmm. So where
Not-
where
yeah.
where does the mistake lie, Mama Kelly? Who's who? Is this the photo of Thomas Jennings or is it the photo of Paul Bogle?
Well, I know Paul Bogle. The people them know Thomas, and them know say him that. Them know say him that. And he said, look here. You see, it's obvious to me that perhaps there weren't sufficient photos at the time available. And if that is the case, draw all the people them describe him now, man.
Right.
Because that would be so much more authentic. Because Maroons who know how Nanny look always said that wasn't Nanny, and then we find out say it's just somebody auntie.
Right.
And it's the same thing with the picture of Jesus, of Jesus the Christ, or just somebody uncle. And the confusion continues for decades, for generations, thinking that that is who that is.
So what do we do in this situation, Mama Kelly, where this is being taught in school that is the image of our national hero, someone who the rest of the world or maybe Americans take as an American inventor?
Well, first of all, I'm happy that it has been revealed that it is not Paul Bogle. That's the first thing. And it has also been revealed for quite some time now that it is not Nanny of the Maroons. That picture is not Nanny of the Maroons. And either we're going to do some homework and don't just grab for the nearest picture. We're probably going to have to do some homework. And if our homework, just like how them can look for and draw a picture of somebody with them profiling, a criminal, a profile of a criminal, and work out how the person look. A same way, if we had the presence of mind, we could hear stories from our ancestors about how this person looked. And based on the stories that we hear, we could at least draw a picture of the stories.
Right.
So that failing not getting a real picture of our ancestors, that would be our next bet, because we do have artists who can do that. So do that and stop misrepresenting these individuals. And what is even worse is that you can place them as some other people. Very embarrassing.
Yes. Very embarrassing. Well, Mama, is it time for us to take a commercial break?
It's just about. So we're going to take a commercial break now. Yeah.
All right, we'll soon come.
So can I get a look at a wide shot of your new surroundings, right?
Yes.
Can I get a wide shot, if it's possible?
Engineers, are you hearing? Mama Kelly would love a wide shot of
I
the
would love to
new
see.
surroundings.
I reach media. That was there before. That sign was there before, right?
Yes, yes.
Right. So is it bigger, more spacious?
We're not totally done yet, Mama Kelly. We're still in the process of
Okay.
sorting out all the little things,
Yeah, man.
but
Yeah, man.
it's much better, much better.
Nice.
Yeah,
More
man.
spacious.
Yes.
Nice, beautiful. All right, so we're not quite sure if Glen is online. Glen not online yet, the fan. So, right, so I don't think so. We soon find out.
He's not on yet.
I don't go and
Oh,
play
we
that.
do have
yes,
him.
he is.
We do have him. We do
All
have
right,
him.
fine. Good afternoon, Glen.
Rastafari bless.
How you doing?
Long time.
Yeah, say you're live in New York City, right? So we are stream live to Irish Jam Radio, and we also have live online Beau-regard, who is host of the program, Mr. Corporate, the Corporate Hour, Corporate Hour in New York.
Greetings, brother boy.
Greetings, Mr. Washington. How are you doing, sir?
I full joy myself in Jamaica.
See that?
Nice one.
That's what it's all about, man. It's always nice to be home, you know?
Yeah, man, getting some of the sun after a long while. And I'm having so much fun with the music and the people. It's awesome. You see, if you listen to rumors that people say about what's happening and never come back home.
Mm-hmm.
True. Let me ask you something, Glenn. What are one of your favorite things to do when you come forward to Jamaica?
Well, move around, record new songs, because that's my first love, record new songs, move around and just full enjoy myself when it comes to Jamaica, because there's so many things to do.
True. So true.
Now, Mr. Washington, you're in Jamaica for a special occasion. We're going to talk about that in a few. The last time I spoke to you, I was right here on this show. Mama Kelly was not in studio, and we had a quick talk while you were getting ready to go to Rebel Salute. Now, while we did not get a chance to get into everything that we wanted to get into, let's talk about it. Let's start from the beginning. Tell us about the humble man from Clarendon who loved sugarcane and yellow yam.
Well, you touch my card. And so, you see, there's a whole bunch of things that we can do and that we do, but we have to keep it humble, because them that is humble shall be exalted. And when God exalts you, you're second to none. So just keep it nice and humble, keep it clean. That is how I decide to live, you know. You did it?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, but we still want to hear some more. We say a while ago, Beau-regard, remind me where you want to hear about.
Yeah, we want to hear about the humble little man from Clarendon who eats sugarcane and a whole heap of yellow yam. We want to hear about school, we want to hear about family, we want to hear about growing up in your community.
Oh, okay, yeah. You need to know my, okay. Well, I grew up in a Clarendon as a humble little youth, and my grandmother raised me, you know. And that was, she was my biggest critic. And she was very encouraging at the time. So, as a youth coming up, we grew up with a Christian style and Christian way. And I have to go to church and all them things. No, eat one but. Because the grandmother said, you have to go to church, you have to go. Mm-hmm. So I fell in love with singing, go to church and sing. Till I end up singing for every choir. You know,
when you think back on those days growing up with your grandmother, what would you say is one of the things that you were raised on that sustain you up to today in terms of principles, whatever?
Yeah, good manners and all that, and you know, the old time tradition, the African roots. Yeah, right. I grew up with all them different well, how you explain that now? The different tradition, the different ways. You know them say old time people ways are different from them. You have to have manners and have to pass somebody on the street, you have to say good morning, and you have to show good reverence to elders. Even if them is not your parents, you have to have manners to them. Yeah. Not like nowadays where people pass and your kids are cuss all them teachers and that couldn't happen in my days. Then people, you get an ass whooping out on the streets and you go home and get one too. You grew up the old school way. Right. You have to have manners. But I'm just never talking about that one. But I grew up, I don't know if I should say shall say. But I was raised properly. If I'm a bad boy, I'm not for them fault.
And your granny fault.
And my grandmother fault. And as a young man coming up, I was not loose and doing all kind of crazy stuff.
Right.
You know.
And how did that influence your choice of music?
My choice of music, well, first thing I look to start singing gospel music. I sing for every choir. And next thing I know, I'm going to school, that some of my friends them start to urge me, tell me, yo, you can't sing, you know. Them have a talent competition in my town, near Penn, where I was born. And my friends telling me, you can't sing, why you don't enter the college? So they say, okay, all right. I decided, okay, I'm gonna do that.
Before
So
people
pay your money and enter, and then I did. And God was good to me because I entered and with my first, second, and third elimination, semi-final. It was me. Then the bass player in the band that was backing, which was the Names and Faces band, whispered to me and said, you know what? I don't know if you know this, but if you write your own song, you get more points. That's cool, man. You get more points, and I was like, oh, I'm onto something here. All right.
Nice.
So I decided to write a song. I write a song about this young lady that I was fooling around with at the time as a young man. Susie. I wrote a song called Susie, and it went well, and I won the competition. And part of your prize was to have your song recorded. That was the greatest thing to me, because we never know nothing about the time, we know nothing about publishing and nothing like that. Right. All you want to do is hear your song play on the radio. Right. So you feel like a big shot. Oh, that's my song playing. My friends say, yeah, boy, you can't sing. No, I didn't listen to them, because my grandmother was the voice that kept saying, go on, go do it, my son, you know you can do it. And I believed her. And history was made.
That's good. That's wonderful.
Mr. Washington, before you started to get the encouragement about the music and how good you could sing, what was your dreams? What were you dreaming of becoming before the music?
One time they wanted to turn police, and next time I wanted to be a teacher. Because I was looking at them professions and thought, oh, okay, this is cool, this is something nice to me. But the music kept banging at me. That I'm like, yo, this is what I want to do, you know, and that's what I ended up doing, because I remember one time, long time ago, I was married to this woman, and she kept saying, you need to get a regular job. But when we met, I was on stage performing, and she said, you need to get a regular job. I was like, but this is my regular job. She said, if you don't get a regular job, we're going to get a divorce. And I said, bye.
But do you find, Glenn, you find that as a performer or as an artist, you find that comes up as a problem in your personal relationships from time to time?
Yeah, that was a problem, because somebody trying to get you to go their way, trying to steer you their way, and he's a man, he's a Judah, you know. He's a man with control the heart, and no man's lead me. Mm-hmm. No one will tell me how to move and how to live. You know, see, me have to make my own decision. So I wrote a song about that, you know. True love keeps holding on and on and on and on. That was what I was singing about. Most people thought I was singing about two women. They got torn between two loves, like two women, and that's not what it is. It was my love for music, and this woman that was telling me I got to quit and go get a regular job. That was what it was all about.
You know, as I hear you singing, right? And I remember you just said a while ago that somebody told you, say when you write your own music, you accumulate more points. You are known for writing music. And let me tell you something that I've noticed with your songs over the years. You see, if Glen Washington going to write a love song, hold on for your girl, because she's going to love the song and she's going to go on all kind of way. But watch this now. It's not just love songs. Because you see, if you're going to write a song, a social commentary about what going on in the society, you feel those too. So I would say you're an excellent writer.
Yeah, well, I write 99% of what you hear. I write.
Right.
I get better results when I come out of myself. And my love songs are from personal experiences too. Also.
Right.
Basically, everything that I write is about personal experience or what's going on in the world. And, you know, and you have to make music that people can relate to.
Exactly.
You know, music uplifting and edifying.
Right.
I try to keep it that way.
Tell us about some of your personal experiences coming up in the music business, like when you first step out and say, I'm going to do this professionally, going into the studios and getting your first recording done.
Like my first hit song was a song called Rockers No Crackers. That's a record for Jordan's record.
Big
I went to England. In 2000, and people wanted me to sing that song. I recorded that song when I was 17 years old.
Yeah.
They said that was a big hit in the UK. So how come you don't want it? How come you don't want to sing that? I said, I was a kid. Don't you hear my voice sound? I was a child. They said, no man, that was a big.
Is that a big?
And no crackers, rockers are heavy music.
Yeah. Big tune. Big tune.
I
did not know that.
Mr. Washington, is that a big myth that your song have a bus a yard before it bus abroad?
That's a myth.
Yeah, because you can have song where I mash up some other places around the world and people now take on to it in Jamaica.
Yeah, different people like different songs, so that's why we record a variety of different songs.
Exactly.
Like they have this myth about no artist can bust it in live foreign. No.
Yeah.
Look at Sister Carol. Look at Shaggy.
Yeah. For real.
They say the artist can bust. No artist now bust a foreign. That's not true. People have talent wherever they are, and they can expose it.
Absolutely. Yeah? And God bless you from anywhere.
Yeah. Anyway, you have to get your blessing. I guess yeah.
So you are in Jamaica, and you've been busy, and I really want us to talk a little bit about what you've been doing, because we're talking about writing, we're talking about getting points, understanding the music business, and I know one of the reasons that you're here is, yes, to perform in Reggae Month, but also to attend one of the conferences, music conferences here in Jamaica.
I attended the whole week of conferences, and I learned so much things about them. I learned so much things about this business of music. It was awesome.
Beautiful.
I wish I had known about all of the different rudiments and different stuff that you have to go through before I recorded some songs, because there are people right now who are trying to steal my stuff. Not trying to. They stole my stuff and they're saying that Glen Washington is signed to them, which is not true, and we're gonna have a grand time in the courthouse.
but did that conference expose you to music lawyers and to people in the music industry?
Yeah, but a lot of music lawyers are not righteous enough. A bunch of them they can be bought. But this is going to be different, because it's not about unpaid royalties. This is all about forgery, and forgery is a crime in America, and we're going to deal with it like that.
Beautiful. All right.
What was the overall purpose of this conference?
The overall purpose of the conference is to edify people who are laymen in certain part of the business, because some people are recording and they're recording, but they don't know the music. The music thing, the business part is the biggest part of the music thing.
Exactly.
It's the biggest part. You gotta know certain things. Yeah, it is a business, and the business part is the biggest part. Because if you don't know how to copyright a song and about how to get your publishing, then people will continue robbing you. And there's some serious vicious pirates out there that's doing some wicked things to people, and it's going to backfire real hard.
But do you find, though, Glenn, that a lot of people get away with it because they're conscious that sometimes creative people want to just stay doing creative things and not venturing out and understanding their money?
No, what happens is that what I think they believe is that Jamaican artists on a whole will not go the distance to make sure it goes in a court, because they have different things to pay for. But I will do some little cheap show so I can pay my attorney. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes, I hear you loud and clear. All right, and I'm going to ask you one last question about the conference, because to me that was just such a good step, because a lot of artists like yourself, especially those who not just coming in, bypass a lot of these conferences with all of the information for years. So what would you say to your colleagues about attending conferences now, stepping up the thing?
Now, I would encourage them to be interested and be involved too, so that they can empower themselves when it comes to these things, because it's very encouraging. You know what I heard Shaggy say. My manager was there, and I heard Shaggy say, "Do you know that your manager is not supposed to touch your money?" And he turned around and looked at me, and I bust out laughing. He got up and I went back home.
What did you say?
But
you're not supposed to touch your money.
Wow, I didn't know that.
You're supposed the business. You're supposed to have somebody that pays the manager, because he's working for you. You're not working for him.
Exactly. Right.
Yep.
We had a conversation with it was Judith Bodley, one of the co-founders of the conference, and she was saying one of her international guests that they had invited was suggesting to them that no more than ever is the best time for an artist to enter the forum. And we would have thought the total opposite. But information is key. So I would have loved to hear why he said that.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So, it's so important for us to not just gather musically, but gather to have some conversations that can advance us financially.
Yes. Constructive conversation, yeah.
Yes.
So you could elevate yourself both musically and financially.
Exactly.
Mama, I'm getting a signal for a break. We're going to take a commercial break, and we'll be right back with Mr. Glen Washington.
All right. Don't move, Glen. We have live online none other than Mr. Glen Washington, and of course, veteran crooner from out of Jamaica. You still there, Glen?
Yeah, man, I'm here.
Okay. Beau-regard, questions for Glen? All right, until Beau-regard comes up.
I'm here. Are you hearing me, Mama?
Yes, I hear you now.
All
yes.
right, I'm here. Loud and clear.
So you have been not just enjoying Jamaica and all that Jamaica has to offer, but you've been taking a step up in understanding your music and your craft, and you've also been entertaining us here in Jamaica for Reggae Month. So we just want to say,
man, it feels so good. It feels so good to come home and get the good reception from my people.
Right.
Yeah, I love it. I know they love it too, because we're not giving them no faith, nothing with them, but the real thing.
Right. That was a question I was going to ask you, Glen. I was going to ask you how it feels, because you're always on the road. How it feels when you can come home and perform for your people?
It feels great. Feels a great feeling of accomplishment. I like that.
Nice.
So since we're on the topic of performing, Mr. Washington, talk to us about Rebel Salute. Both you and Mama Kelly were there?
No, I wasn't there.
Oh, you didn't get to attend, Mama?
No.
Talk to us about Rebel Salute. Yes.
Rebel Salute was a good little vehicle. Rebel Salute is a nice vehicle for one to go out there and export the talent and do what you're supposed to do. Because Rebel Salute is still promoting the original one-drop style, which is my style.
Right.
And even though we hear other beats, and we're not limited to just one style, but me personally, I have to feel it in the one drop, that's where my strength lies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
right.
in the one drop, and I heard some very promising entertainers, some good artists coming. All they need to do is just keep it positive, keep out the negativity, and just make good music and do it to the best of their ability.
Wow. Any of those young artists listening now, I'm sure them have a big smile because, sometimes we don't always say these things, but it is so wonderful to have someone who has been there say that I saw some young artists with promise. That's a good thing.
Yeah, with promise, good potentials.
Yes. Nice. Beautiful. We don't need to
I don't know if everybody else sees that way, but I kind of like the little youth they call Joshy. I like him a lot.
Me know, sir, they're going to say. Me know Joshy you're going to say.
Yeah, man. Ain't got no potential.
Yes,
He's a good little youth, and the man is able to.
And can I say something to Glenn? We have to understand that without these youths coming up, we don't have an industry, so we might as well learn to love the youth and we'll come up.
Preserve them.
Yes, absolutely. So it's nice to hear a veteran like you just talk the thing like that, and this is what the youth them need, because sometimes we said this and we said that about them like we never stay so too, and it just alienate them, and what we need to be doing is just embracing them just like what you do a while ago.
Yeah, man, full joy, just show them the right way, because sometimes they get distracted, but if there's someone to point like that, somebody had to point. Because when I was younger, I was like a rude boy too.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And somebody point me in the right direction, and music saved me from getting involved in a whole heap of things.
Exactly.
I would just hope that the youths them listen, when sometimes when people are giving them some constructive criticism and tell them, say, yo, this is the better way to do it. And, that when somebody show you another way of doing something, it gives you options. You can look at their way and you look at your way.
Exactly.
And you figure out which way is better serves you.
And you're never too old to learn. And that is a great example where you're set right now, Glenn, because if we're honest with ourselves, we'll say that there's a lot about the business of music that our generation was not schooled in. And when someone sees someone like you still wanting to learn, it tells them that this is a lifelong process.
True. And right now, the old style that we used to has changed. Everything has changed. Social media now, it's totally different. It's a different thing, because the people doing it, this like thing and all of them things. I don't know. Sometimes other people get a lot of likes and they can't sell 2 records.
But this is something that comes up a lot of time in conversations when I have conversations with my friends, We talk about this thing. We say, yo, in this day and age, the artists, they definitely do have it easier right now. But when it comes down to it, you have to really and truly perform. You can show that you're a true talent. And that's what the older and foundation artists have over them. They never had a social media where people can just take up them phone instantly and look at them and say, okay, this person has
so you had to sell records.
Yeah, you had to sell records. You had to sound good enough to sell records. And when you go out there on the stage, you had to perform.
Exactly.
You have to sound the same way like
no
the record.
filter, no filter, no technology to help you a certain way if you make your voice sound extra sweet.
No auto tune. I go on a stage and I'm singing and people look. I remember one time in St. Elizabeth, somebody said, stop pantomime, stop mime. So I said, stop the music. There's pop out like, oh, you sound like a record. Yeah. That's how it's supposed to sound.
And can I say something though, gentlemen? Nothing much has changed, because with all the social media and all of that, at some point you have to go step out on stage, because at that people come and show off, you see. And just like how me go a show, and me, no matter how old I am and what generation I'm not in, me still know star and Mrs. Star, and we still go call it. And you can't fool me through your social media generation.
And here's the next thing where some artists are now picking up Mama Kelly. Them start lip sync. Some of our reggae artists, Jamaican artists, even dancehall artists.
Yeah.
They're going to shows and people are paying these money to go into these shows and they're playing the records and they're not singing, they're not DJing, they're playing the records. I feel that's robbing the people, the audience.
Yeah, they're robbing the revenue. I see bands set up on stage and there's a DJ.
Mm-hmm.
And the DJ is playing alongside the band. They're playing a whole bunch of percussion and stuff like that. And the drummer is doing the fills. But it's not really the band playing, they're playing the record.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But you see, them can't try that as much as them want. That's unfair. That's unfair to other people who actually sing.
But they're robbing themselves.
Exactly.
I think they're robbing themselves because
agree.
in the long run, they're the ones who are not going to get enough practice and experience
them
from what
robbing
they're
themselves. Same way. And here's the next thing too. Music is a feeling, you know. So you can't trick we into thinking so we like you.
Right.
At the top of the day, we're going to know, so even if we can't identify as what, we're going to know, so we know how to feel him and up come a man now and him got to sing from him belly bottom. And we're going to just know, so we feel that.
True.
So you can't, music and life, you have certain principles of life that you can't go around them.
True. So what can we expect for the 2023 and beyond, Mr. Washington?
Well, we just released an album called Mr. Washington. It just came out. And we're getting some real good reviews on it. It came out on vinyl and downloads. I don't know why they bring it back on vinyl, but it says it's better than CDs.
That's a trend I see that's coming back. I see a lot of people putting out music on vinyl now.
Vinyls, yeah.
But that go on long time. Them always have a limited edition on vinyl.
Yeah. Well, it came out on vinyl. And I had an album that we got caught up in the pandemic, and this one was held back on just downloads alone for Heavy Beat Records. But we just put it out. It's called Living Well. Pretty good music, real good music.
Right.
Because I try to create music that you don't, when you put on a CD, you don't have to skip nothing. You just let it play.
Right. My last question to you, Mr. Washington, is where what's your next gig? I mean, when you leave Jamaica, what next? Where next?
Well, I have a show in Martinique, and then on May 14th, Mother's Day, I have a show. I have a show in London. What you call it? Hollywood Arts Park with myself, Leroy Sibbles. Let me see, I remember these people. Leroy Sibbles, Romain Virgo, and I can't remember the artist. What's going on with me?
Let's see if I find it.
Yeah.
Right.
We have a big show. We have a big show coming up. Wayne Wonder. That's what I was trying to remember.
Oh, nice.
Myself, Wayne Wonder. Myself, Wayne Wonder, Romain Berger, Leroy Sibbles, and the group called Lust.
Okay, that's a nice show. You know, one thing I've said the last question. Make a shut up. Go on, talk.
I'll be coming back for some good work too.
Some good what?
I'll be coming back to Jamaica shortly sometime in March. Is it March that year or May?
Huh?
Is it May we're coming back to Jamaica?
Okay.
Yes.
We're coming back to Jamaica the first week of May for some other works.
Okay. Wonderful.
Nice.
No, I'm not gonna let it happen like before. I'm not gonna be staying away too. I have to come home and make it a regular thing to come home.
That's good. And keep the vibes going, because you know what was so nice about the start of this year is just how the singers and players of instruments rammed that show out there in Prairie St. Anne. You realize it was mainly singers did that. And singers are here to stay. They're here to stay.
We did a rubber dub Thursday just to pass through. Did a rubber dub Thursday. It was awesome. We had fun. And we just did one last night down by the waterfront.
I heard about that.
Yeah.
You see, the waterfront set up
nice.
nice.
Don't let me sing like I want to, because I can last for 2 hours without even moving. After my 6th song, then that's when I warm up.
What were your opinions when you saw Waterfront and how it fixed up?
Oh, that was nice. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
And those are places that I would not, back in the days, I would not even want to go. But
Exactly.
it's totally different now.
Exactly.
But people should know that when I'm along, I'm used to doing concerts as opposed to run on stage with a whole bunch of artists. I'm used to doing concerts.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Here is an interesting comment. This one says, this is inevitable. This coming from a listener listening to the conversation. When your manager is your wife or husband, and especially when the artists were being robbed by those who were handing the money before. So I guess he's saying it's inevitable that when your manager is your wife or your husband, it's inevitable that when going to touch your money, especially when they were handled, money before. Anyway, greetings, Queen and the Bridge Network. Big up Glenn, and that's coming from Fitzroy of Mighty Full Records. Just being part of our conversation, and we want more of that.
Well, you know what happened? My manager is my partner in crime. She also sings with me.
Okay.
She's an excellent singer, and we don't have that problem since we got married and we've been together quite a few years. We don't have that problem because we stay honest with each other, and every time I make money, it goes to the same house.
Yes, I love that.
Well, this is a different situation. We do understand this situation.
Like even last night when there's a song that we sing together, and last night I said, can I have my wife come out on the stage and do the song with me? And I heard the ladies go, and I said, yes, I'm married and I'm proud of it.
Oh yes, and then the ladies go,
They make it sound like the sound that they would like a sigh.
But let me tell you something. Although we're winding up here now, nobody overdo it, because at the end of the day, you want woman to go.
We're coming to the top of the hour.
Bless up New York.
All right, thank you so much, Glen Washington, Mama Kelly. It was a pleasure once again. And we'll do this again next Thursday.
All right, same so. Heart and love.
All right.
All right, thank you so very much for making it Irie Jam Radio in New York, and thank you very much for making it Bridge 99 FM right here in Jamaica. This is how we say so long. So we're going to do it again, most high willing, next Thursday, same time. Remember, it's 10 o'clock in the morning to 2 in the afternoon. So it's 10 to 2. See? So another time for Untengle, a heart full of love. See? This is Butcher Bank.